Welcome to the Facebook Ninja. We are going to take you from 0 to Facebook Ninja in only 8 weeks. We're going to go ahead and get started as soon as we're just wait a few more minutes till the official start time to let everybody get on. Testing. Wait, no. Just want. Okay, this is Seth Green here with the Facebook Ninja. We're going to go ahead and get started in just another minute. I don't understand. I really don't. I'll just shoot it this way. Welcome to the Facebook Ninja. This is Seth Green. We're going to go ahead and get started in your 8 weeks to Facebook market domination. Now we're going to start from zero. We're going to assume that you know nothing about Facebook whatsoever. So if you do, I apologize. Please pay attention. You may learn something you did not know. And if you didn't, then obviously if you don't, and if you're not on Facebook yet and we're starting you at zero, then you'll fit right in at the beginning. Don't worry, we will cover everything from zero to hero, from brand newbie to complete Facebook Ninja. So the very first thing you got to do is, of course, you have to sign up for Facebook if you don't have a Facebook account already. Our recommended browser for all of this is Google Chrome. Google Chrome is free if you don't have it, and when we get to the advanced stuff, you are not going to be able to do it unless you are using Facebook in Google Chrome. For whatever reason, the advanced tactics are only available inside of a special app in Google Chrome that will show you how to set up. So you would go to facebook.com and click sign up. Fill out the fields: first name, last name, email, password, birthday, and gender. Relatively simple. Facebook's going to ask you some questions. They're going to ask you things like where you went to high school, where you went to college, where you work, so that your marital status, and they're going to ask you if you'd like them to import your Facebook, import your email contacts. So that could be imported from Hotmail or Outlook or wherever. That's up to you. If you want to tell everyone in your Outlook or Hotmail or Yahoo or wherever database that you are now on Facebook. Then Facebook will send you an email saying, please click this link to confirm. You click that link and then your Facebook account will be officially active. Now you need to create a Facebook fan page for your business. So how do you do that? You go into your new Facebook account and you go under pages on the left-hand side and you click create page. If you don't see this on the left-hand side of your page, you can also just go to facebook.com/pages and then there will be a create button. The next thing you're going to want to do is to choose the box that applies to the type of page you are creating. Now this is important because different types of pages have different capabilities, so it's important to get this right. You can't really go back necessarily and change it. So the first choice is, are you a local business or a place? You're going to pick this if you have a physical bricks and mortar location, and let's say I'm a restaurant, or I'm a doctor's office, or I'm a law firm. I might pick I am a local business for those. Next would be I'm an artist, band, or public figure. The artist and band are kind of obvious. Public figure isn't so much. So you could be an author, speaker, or coach and be a public figure if you're quote-unquote big enough. Now, we don't have numbers. Facebook doesn't disclose how many potential followers you might need to become a public figure, but obviously the capabilities are different. So if you are a public figure, then you should pick it. If you are not, don't pick it because you want to be one. Only pick it if you already are. Entertainment. If you are creating a page purely for entertainment purposes only. If you were a cause, that would be like a charity or a fundraiser. A community would be a group that you were not a Facebook group. That's a different thing we'll get into later. But a community could be a town. If you're doing a Facebook page for the town, that would work. And if you are a most of you probably are not going to use the whole community part. Brand or product. So for example, they're showing you a high-heeled shoe or a ketchup bottle or a Game Boy. If you can create, this is something really interesting, you can create pages for specific products. So what that means is, let's say I'm an information marketer, author, speaker, coach, consultant type of person. Let's say I sell info products on real estate. So let's say I've got a product on, if I have a product on short sales, and then I've got another product on how to do foreclosures, and I've got another product on rental property versus buying and flipping. Let's say I've got a product on remodeling. I could have a page for my company and then a separate page for every single product I have. Now, you don't have to do that much extra work, but why would you want to? Some of you may know from Shark Tank, Kevin Harrington. He was on the first 3 seasons of Shark Tank. He was the infomercial guy. He's the creator of As Seen on TV and is behind arguably about half of all infomercials you see on TV. And I've known Kevin for a number of years now, and I've had the good fortune to do some consulting for him and do some work with one of his companies. And one of the things that we had suggested to them was, obviously it'd be a lot of work, but you should have a Facebook fan page for every product you've got. He's like, I have hundreds of products. But if he just has a generic As Seen on TV page, not every person is necessarily going to like that who buys their products. So for example, let's say I bought the Fushigi ball. For those of you who don't know, the Fushigi ball is this ball. It looks like a clear silvery ball that's called, that you do something called contact juggling with. It has a instructional DVD. It looks like a magic trick almost when you do it, if you practice, and you learn to manipulate the ball, and it looks really cool. So Fushigi should have its own fan page for its own group of the people who love the Fushigi ball and want to talk to each other about it, and want to share videos and tips and tricks and things they figured out how to do. So that's for lack of a better term, you could use it to build a free forum based around a product, or membership site without, just don't tell anybody about it except the people you want to be members. In that case, that's what's called a closed group, where only your members can be in it. People have to be invited by you. So it's really, really, so you could do that for each product to advertise specifically to the people who are interested in that product or something like it, and get higher conversions than if you had one page that listed every single product you had. Hopefully that makes sense. So you've got to choose the type of page you're creating, and you're going to fill out different information depending on what you pick. So if I'm a local business, obviously they're going to care about my physical address and a bunch of other stuff. If I picked a brand, well then I don't necessarily need my address. They might ask me different things. You're going to fill out whatever information you can. Now, this is important. The About page, you get a few sentences to fill out what your page is about. Now, the very first thing it should start with is your URL, but not the URL of your website, not yet. And I'll show you a little trick. The few sentences about what your page should be about should be keyword rich. Obviously, it should be written in English. It should be compelling direct response marketing copy, but it should have your key, if you can fit, your primary 3 to 5 keywords that you want to rank for. Your website, you're going to pick a Facebook web address, facebook.com/blank. You fill in the blank as to what the name of your page should be. Now, it's very important because you're going to go back and edit the About section after you create the page, because you're going to, where it says website, you're actually going to come back and put in your Facebook URL there, because it will get indexed higher in Facebook's graph search if you do that. Profile picture, we're going to talk about that in a second. It's asking you, are you a real organization, school, or government, etc. Yes, you are. This is when we built a page for NewsCell. This is a demonstration page. So this is what comes up. If you don't pick, you've got to pick, you need a photo here and a banner cover here. So for example, if I'm going to show you some examples of pages that have good cover photos and good pictures and some that don't. And we'll talk about what makes it good and what makes it not so good so that you know how to pick one or design those images. Now you can add other people as administrators to your Facebook page. If you go into the settings on your page roles would be, you can choose admin roles, you can decide what role they play. You have to type, the person has to be a fan of your page first. So if, let's say, I was allowing one of my employees to be an administrator on my page or a virtual assistant, once I got the URL of my page, I would send it to them, say go like it. Once they liked it, they told me they liked it, I could then go add them as an admin by typing in their email address and deciding what role they were going to play. Now, let's talk about some things you need to do, and we'll come back to the images in a minute, but before you start running offers on your page, before you start posting content, before you start trying to drive business and sales, which is ultimately what you want, before you start putting this in front of your competition, let's go over a couple things. One of the really cool things is there's now a deal, an agreement with several of the largest credit card processors in the country between us and them and Facebook. So what that means is, when you signed a contract with Visa to take out a Visa card, Visa in that contract said, we promise to never sell your data. And they've kept that promise. Visa has not. However, when you walk into your local Starbucks and you swipe a credit card through a terminal to pay, the terminal provider is a credit card processor. That company does not have a contract with you as a consumer. They only have a contract with the merchant, Starbucks in this case. They can sell, the credit card processor, being that they have no agreement with you as a consumer, can sell your transactional data to anybody they want. And they've done that for decades. You could buy that data for direct mail up until about 7-8 months ago. And the data was so expensive, you needed to basically be a large mailer, mailing hundreds of thousands, if not millions of pieces to make it cost effective. You could go to Experian and buy their data. The other difference was it was 30 days old. And that was the most expensive data. If you said that was hotline names. If you said I want 90-day-old data, somebody bought something, a real estate product 90 days ago, it would cost you less. So what has changed is now we can append that data in 24-hour real time, which means I can see what you bought yesterday. And second of all, we can append it to social media. Right now, it's appendable to, our deal is we can append it to Facebook and we can append it to Twitter. But this course, for the purpose of this course, we'll be talking about Facebook. So I can advertise to someone in their news feed based on, what they bought for lunch yesterday, and anything that might be on their credit card or credit report other than credit score. So it's privacy is dead. As a father of 3 little kids, it scares the bejesus out of me. But as a marketer, I live on this stuff, and I've slept a lot less in the last 8 months since this deal came about. Because we've been busy mining these billions of transactions. So let's start with the list. So the first thing we need to find out is, who are your clients in the first place? Who are your customers? So what you're going to do is you need to compile a list of your customers, whether you export that from Infusion or Constant Contact or Aweber or whatever you're using, or Excel. You need about 150 emails before you start creating any type of ad. So you should save it in a CSV file, and it should only have one sheet in your spreadsheet. So the little tab at the bottom on Excel that says sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, that automatically is the default, delete sheet 2 and 3. So you've got one sheet, one email address per field in one column going all the way down like you see here. Now the algorithm will only work if you have at least 100 people on it. But the email addresses have to be the email address they signed up for Facebook for. So that's why we say you should probably have 150 emails, because because not every email address that you have for your client is the same email that they signed up for Facebook for. For example, I started out in the financial services industry, did a lot of information marketing to that industry after I became successful with Dan Kennedy's help, and have a list of several hundred, almost 500,000 licensed financial advisors. Theoretically, I have all their email addresses. However, the email addresses I have are their work emails at their financial services firm, like john.smith@merrilllynch.com. Well, John didn't sign up for Facebook with his Merrill Lynch email because he can't, because Merrill Lynch's compliance department most likely won't let him. So he signed up for Facebook with his personal email address, which I don't have. So of those 500,000 email addresses, only 60,000 of those people email addresses showed up on Facebook when I ran the list, which we're going to show you how to do. So what that means is, now obviously that's a huge drop-off because I had primary professional work emails, and that's not what they signed up for. But in a regular consumer marketplace, you're going to have a much higher rate than that. So I would try 150, and then Facebook will tell you, we'll show you how to upload it, and Facebook will tell you how many of them are actually on Facebook with that email, and you'll either be good because you have over 100, or you won't, and you'll need to add some more. So first you're going to save your CSV file. Now in Google Chrome, this only works in Google Chrome, you're going to go to facebook.com/ads/manage, or on the left-hand side, just click Ads Manager, which you see right here. And on the top left on the corner of your screen, after you click Ads Manager, you'll see all this stuff. Here's what you want, this thing that says Power Editor right there. It's a separate application created by Facebook for Google Chrome where all of this really cool data now is that we've made available for you. So the very first thing in Power Editor you're going to do is click on Audiences. There's a little drop-down tab that says Ads. It says a bunch of different things. You click on Audiences, and then you click Create Audience, Custom Audience. Now you'll see this is my screen, and I've got dozens and dozens of custom audiences for all of our clients. But you're going to create a custom audience, which is going to be the list of your customers. Create custom audience. It's going to say what type of audience do you want to create. Data file, MailChimp, because Facebook has a deal with MailChimp. Custom audience from your mobile app, if you have a mobile app, like you are an app developer, or a custom audience from your website. The two that matter to you are custom audience from your website and data file custom audience. When you're uploading a file like we're doing right now, it's a data file custom audience. A custom audience from your website is where we would talk about retargeting, and we'll talk about what that means a little later on. But you want to pick data file custom audience. It's going to ask you, what would you like to name your audience? It's important that you name it in a way that you will remember it, because someday you may have 36 custom audiences. You need to keep them all straight as to what ads you're running to which audience. So you would name it something like, I don't know, real estate foreclosure customers, because they bought your real estate foreclosure product. The description to me, you could write more information about what that audience is. And then the data file, data type in this case is going to be emails. We'll talk about user IDs and phone numbers and mobile advertiser IDs later. But right now, it's an email audience. I check I agree, I click Create Audience, and I will choose the file that I saved, the CSV file, and hit Create Audience, and it will start uploading. It will say we found 5 errors in however many errors in your file. It may say 0, it may say a lot. If your file has any data that's more than email addresses, like if you put a first name next to every email address, those will all be considered errors. So either don't do that or be aware that that's going to happen. Second of all, the second thing you need to know is if any of your email addresses have typos, like it says .comx and there's no .comx domain. I just made that up. If there's an error in the email address, that will count as an error. I hit Create New Audience, and when the audience is created, you can select it. So it will say it will take time to go process. So it may say waiting under status, in which case you just come back, and Facebook will send you a Facebook message saying your audience is ready. Click here to go view it. In which case you come back and it says ready. Now if I click on this West Hurst Chevy Williamsville address, you'll see something really cool pops up. I can add users to that list, I can remove users from that list, or I can create a lookalike audience. That's what you want to do. Because what will happen here is it will ask you if you want to create an audience based on similarity or for reach. You want to pick similarity. And then what happens is you literally, Facebook will run the credit card algorithm that is now enabled in your account through your list. And it will find the commonalities of those 100 people or 1,000 people or however many you have. So Facebook will go through and say, you've got 100 fans, here's how old they are. It'll find out how old they, what's the average of those 100 people. Is your average customer a 42-year-old stay-at-home mother of 2 teenagers who drives a Lexus RX and her husband makes $100,000 a year and they live a $400,000 house and she does yoga twice a week and she belongs to a gym and what bands does she like, what movies does she watch, what TV shows does she watch, what books does she read, all based on her credit card and Facebook data. And then it will go find everybody else in the country who meets the same criteria. Now this example is for a local car dealer. So I'm not going to advertise to everyone around the country who meets the same credit card profile of his ideal customers. I'm going to specify in my ad that I only want it to show in people in Williamsville, in his town. So you can geo-target, which is great for local businesses. Or if you're on a speaking tour and you're doing a workshop, it works great to advertise to people on your lookalike list who are in the city where your workshop is going to be to try and get local folks to come to your workshop, which we do a lot for a lot of speakers. Now, theoretically, you can start creating ads in Facebook now. You've got your audience of customers is uploaded, so you can advertise to your customers. You've created a lookalike audience of them, so you've cloned your customers that you can advertise to. Plus, you can advertise to anybody you specify with the data from the credit card companies that we're going to show you how to use. But before you run off and start creating ads on your new Facebook page, I want to talk about something. You need content. Because if this is a brand new page, nobody likes it, and you have no content. So you need to start posting. Excuse me, people ask us all the time, how often should I post? What should I post? How often you should post? In my ideal world, you post once a day. And I'm going to let you in on a big secret. Your post will get 90% of its reach, 90% of its visibility in the first 30 minutes from when it is posted. So it's really important that you post at the right time of day when more people are engaged in online on Facebook and engaged with Facebook than any other time of day. And as of right now, as of this recording, that time of day is 3 o'clock Eastern time. I don't know why. When I originally saw the data, I didn't believe it. I ran the numbers. I had my staff run the numbers multiple times because I thought 3 o'clock. Aren't these people supposed to be at work? Shouldn't they be working? So apparently, based on Facebook's own data, that's the best time of day to post, when more people are online on Facebook and engaged. Now, what do you post? Well, most people think, well, I should post based on what my business is about. And to a certain extent, that's true. But there's a trick to it. If all you do, if you're a real estate guru and you teach people how to buy houses out of foreclosure, and all you do every day is you post about buying houses out of foreclosure, how long do you think it's going to be before any fans that you get start to go away? Because I became a fan of your page because I'm interested in buying houses of foreclosure, but I don't necessarily need it to be all you talk about. Think about it. If you have a relationship with one of your customers or clients or coaching members, and all you do is you talk about the same thing every time you see them or talk to them, they're going to get bored. They're going to start tuning you out. They're going to stop paying attention. Let's say you are coaching them on how to buy homes in foreclosure. Well, if that's all you ever talk about, your customer retention isn't going to be as long as it could be, because people buy you more than they buy what you're selling. Who you are determines how well what you do will work for your customer. I'm going to say that again because it was a huge huge lesson for me. Who you are determines how well what you do works for your customers, and who you are determines where your business goes, because your business can only grow as fast as you do. So if all you ever talk about is business, when I want to talk about business, I'll talk to you. The rest of the time, I'll ignore you. So you can't post stuff about your core content every single day because people will tune you out. If I'm a dentist and all I do is post about dental stuff, tooth decay, why you should brush, why you should floss, if you're not having a tooth issue, a dental issue, you're going to stop paying attention to me because you don't care. If, however, I was posting, and I speak this from experience because we represent dozens and dozens and dozens of dentists around the country, we have a special program just for them. If I was posting about health and wellness related content on a regular basis, in addition to my dental content, in the right formula, in the right proportion, now I'm going to check your page every day because I'm curious. I want to see what you're going to do next. I want to see if it applies to me. That's what you want to create. You want to create the type of content, if we're not doing it for you, where your customers say, I can't wait to see what they're going to do next. So the formula we've found, we call it warm fuzzy content and hard ask content. A hard ask is, hey, we're doing a new patient special, $69 for an exam and cleaning. Click here to sign up. It's a direct ask for business. That's a hard ask. Now, if I said, new article posted by the New England Journal of Medicine, links, shows new link between diabetes and dental care. Or a new article shows a link between, shows new superfruit antioxidant found in the Amazonian rainforest that is 4 times more powerful at preventing cancer than the mangosteen fruit. That's warm and fuzzy. Unless I'm selling mangosteen or selling the new superfruit, that's a warm and fuzzy content. It's the equivalent, here's how you want to think about it, of cutting an article out of the newspaper. So now you know, for those of you who don't know what a newspaper is, you got to go look that up on Google. But think about the difference between cutting out an article in the newspaper and sending it to a friend and saying, hey, I saw this article about this new superfruit. I know you have a family history of cancer. You might want to check it out. That's warm, fuzzy content. The hard content would be, go here to buy this thing right now. So hopefully that makes sense. And we'll talk about this more over the next 8 weeks, but I wanted to give you that broad strokes idea. So you can now hypothetically start creating ads in Facebook. Let's start talking about that. Now, the very first thing you have to do is you have to get new people to like your Facebook page. So we're pretending you just created a Facebook fan page, you just uploaded your customer list, you just cloned it as a lookalike audience. You now got to get the people on those lists to like your page. So if you go to the Ads Manager in the top left corner of your screen again, you click on Create an Ad, and it will say, what kind of result do you want for your ad? You have a choice of clicks to website, which is pure traffic. They click the ad, they get taken to whatever website you want. Website conversions. These are really, really cool. Facebook will give you what's called a conversion pixel that you paste on the appropriate page of your website, which I'll tell you how to determine what that is. And then you will only pay for a specific result on your website. So what could a conversion be? Conversion could be an opt-in, right? They signed up for your irresistible free offer. They filled out the Infusionsoft powered opt-in form. So in order to do that, and we'll talk about this more later, but I would take the conversion pixel and put it on the page I want them to get to, which would be the thank you page, which is what they see after they opt in. So I put the conversion pixel on the thank you page because the only way to get to the thank you page is to opt in. And now I can pay per opt-in, not per click to my website, but per actual opt-in. And I can specify I want to pay 10 cents, I want to pay $2 per an opt-in. And you don't pay if they don't opt in. It's really cool. Page post engagement. This is where you get people engaged or interacting with your post. You can pay to get people to like your post. You can pay to get people to share it. You can pay to get people to comment. So that it looks like you have an active, engaged Facebook fan base, which is important. If you go to a doctor's office and the parking lot's empty and the waiting room's empty, first time you might think, oh, I came at the right time. But if you have 3 or 4 different visits at that doctor's office, there's never anybody else there, you're the only patient, you're going to stop going. You're going to start wondering, is this guy not any good? Did he kill all of his other patients? How come there's nobody here? So you need to have an engaged Facebook fan base, and you need to have likes. You need to have people who like your page. So that is people who are fans of your page. That's the one we're going to do right now. You also see app installs. So if you are selling a mobile app, you can pay per person who downloads your app. App engagement, you can pay per people to like write a review of your app. If you're having an event, whether it's a teleseminar, webinar, or workshop, you can pay for people who sign up to attend the event on Facebook. And an offer claim, you can make a physical offer like new patients, normally $300, only $69 for free exam and x-rays, And you can pay per person who claims that offer and so raises their hand on Facebook and says, yes, I want that. But right now we're going to talk about page likes. So the first thing is you have to select the page you want people to like. Now theoretically, if you just built one page, only one page is going to show up here. Because we work for hundreds of clients, this list is very long for us. I'm not going to, but let's say we pick one. We pick the appropriate page. In this case, I'm doing BGI marketing systems for the purposes of this exercise. Facebook allows you to automatically split test 6 pictures, 6 images in your ad. Now, why would you want to do that? Because one image might convert better than another image. And it's free. Split testing on Facebook is free and easy. So you would upload 6 pictures, and you have to keep in mind Facebook's rule is only 20% of the picture can be text. So for example, you cannot take a picture of a Word doc and use that in your ad to get around how many words you're allowed to use in the ad. It has to be 80% image, 20% text. So for example, this is some ads we did for a company called Comforté, and they make an amazing all-natural cream with these amazing ingredients, I think from South Africa, where like if you are a woman and you have your period and you get cramps, you rub this on your stomach wherever and literally the cramps go away. So it works really, really well. So these are some of the images we created for them. So you see it has text in it, but it's less than 20% of the image is text. That's how you work that. Now Facebook also allows you to browse the library of any picture you've uploaded previously, so it saves them, so you don't have to go keep uploading them every time. And Facebook has a deal with Shutterstock, where you can access pretty much as many photos on Shutterstock as you want for free. So if I say find images, and I then type in a keyword and search, I can search the Shutterstock database for pictures I can use with my Facebook ad. It's awesome. For a page-like image, I need a headline, I need text, and I need to change my landing view to the timeline, which is the main like home page of your Facebook page. So in this case, my headline wouldn't be Facebook will default to this. The headline will be the name of the page, and the text for a page-like ad would be like our page. Obviously, that's not great direct response copy, and you know that. So the headline we usually do as a call out to our target market. So let's say I'm going after my customers. So I might say, attention BGI customers, because it's going to show in the news feed of the people who I just uploaded that are my customers. So I want them to know I'm talking to them. So attention BGI marketing customers, BGI customers, why are they going to like your page? What are they going to get? Are they going to get free tips on investing in real estate? Are they going to get cutting edge wellness tips? Are they going to learn how to finally get rid of the stubborn last 10 pounds they can't seem to lose? What are they going to get? So you have to sell them on liking your page. In this case, you'll see is your period and exclamation point. Like us if you want all natural PMS pain relief fast. So that's pretty obvious. Yes, I am either in or out. I'm either interested in all natural PMS pain relief or I'm not. And if I'm not liking the page. So everybody who's going to like the page, theoretically, is interested in all natural PMS pain relief. And the ad is a picture of a cartoonish image of a unhappy woman clutching her stomach because obviously she's having period cramps. Don't let PMS systems keep you down. So the image reinforces the brand. Keep that in mind. Now it's going to ask you, where do you want to advertise to? Underneath here, it says, where do you want to advertise to? So under custom audiences, I'm going to type the name of the list I just uploaded, remember? So in this case, I picked Northview emails for Northview dental practice. Then what I'm going to change is the location. I don't want all United States. I want just the people who are in my geographic territory if I'm a local business. I'm going to pick age. I'm going to pick, if gender matters, I'm going to pick gender. If language matters, I'm going to pick the language. Interests. This is where you start finding some really cool stuff. I can find, for example, I clicked on financial and then it opens up to income and net worth. I can then see income is how much money do they make. Net worth is how much they've got in investable assets. So if you're a financial advisor, you care about this. If you are selling technically you care no matter what. You want people who can afford your product. Now, if I'm selling a $10 tube of all natural PMS pain relief, I don't care so much. If I'm selling a $19,000 real estate boot camp, I'm really going to care how much money they make. They have to be able to afford it. Relationship. You can find out all sorts of fun stuff, not just single, married, divorced. You can find people who have been just got engaged, been engaged for a couple months, been engaged for 6 months, been engaged for a year. You can find people who just got married. How long have they been married? So you can really narrow down who you're going after. Education, you can go after people based on the level of grade they completed. You could go after people who went to a specific college. You could go after what year they went there. Work, you can pick what their job title is. You can pick who their employer is. You can pick all sorts of stuff. Home will tell you what home do they own or rent, single family or is it an apartment or a multifamily home. How much is it worth? How much is the mortgage? You can see ethnic affinity. What is their ethnicity? Generation. Are they Gen X? Are they Gen Y? Are they a millennial? Parents. You can find, do they have kids? How many kids do they have? How old are their kids? What type of household is it? Politics. You can find out if they're conservative, Democrat, Republican, liberal, libertarian. You can literally go all the way down and find out what congressional district they're in. So, hey, if I'm a politician, I'm going to advertise to only the people who can actually vote for me. And if I'm campaigning on the Republican ticket, I'm probably going to spend most of my dollars advertising in front of people who are in my congressional district who are Republicans, because I got an easier chance of getting them to vote for me than I do the Democrats. Life events. They got a new job. They got promoted. They had a new baby. They just moved. They retired. You can see all of that. So it's really, really cool. And this is all in your regular ads manager. We haven't even gotten into the advanced stuff yet. So once you picked your demographics to the right ones, and again, over the next 8 weeks, we're going to go really in depth and with case studies and examples for folks so you can really get an idea. I'm going to pick who I want the ads to go to. Do I want it to go to people who are already fans of my page? If it's a brand new page, I don't have anybody. Do I want it to people who are only people who are not connected to me? So this is if I don't want my fans to see it, I want people who aren't my fans to see it. So this is how you keep it straight. So you don't want to run a new patient promotion for $49 and accidentally show it to your existing fans who are all patients of yours who paid $200 because you'll piss them off, right? Or advanced connection targeting, then you can get more, you can see some more options, and we'll get to that. You're going to name your ads with a descriptive title you'll actually recognize, because when you're running thousands of campaigns like we are, you got to keep them all straight. And you pick your budget. You can pick a budget per day. I want to spend $5 a day on page likes. You can pick a budget for a specific period of time. You can say, listen, I want to spend $50 max, and I want this ad to run for the next 2 weeks. And you pick the start and end date. And it won't spend more than $50 in those 2 weeks. And Facebook will automatically spread it out for you. On the right-hand side, it will tell you the estimated reach. So in this particular audience, $5 a day, my ad's going to get in front of 4,000 to 11,000 people. Does that make sense? Awesome. And then you place your order. And that's it. You technically created your first ad. Now, this is where we're going to pick up next week when we start talking, when we will start walking through actual case studies. We're going to build stuff for the first 8 folks who enrolled in Facebook Ninja right here in front of you on the air. I'm going to teach you as I build it. You're going to see it live, and then you're going to follow along and do the same thing and get the same awesome results. So I hope you had an awesome first week here at Facebook Ninja. Hopefully you have gone through, you have this PowerPoint, so hopefully you've gone through it already, but I'm going to obviously finish it up next week as in terms of actual examples. Hopefully by now you have taken a look through our Facebook Ninja swipe file, seen some of our best performing campaigns for some of our top clients and gotten some ideas from there, seen what works. And hopefully you have watched a couple of the mastermind videos that we sent you. If you're now in the mastermind, and we will talk to you next week. Remember, you've got email access to me, you've got ad critiques, you've got a whole bunch of stuff. We tried to way over deliver in terms of what you've got. So shoot me an email with questions, and I will see you next week. Thanks so much.